So what I want to do now is just have a look at what are the requirements for Achieved. So by now you've gone through the booklet, the first part up to page 27. You've completed the exercises, watched the videos, and hopefully have started having some understanding of what we're going to be doing. So let's have a look in more detail. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to identify an appropriate tool. So that's referring to the fact that we're going to use Google Sheets. That's going to be the tool, but more specifically we're going to use that formula rand between. Okay, and we need to be specific. We're going to do a rand between, say, 1 to 10, or rand between 1 to 100. So you need to be quite specific about that. It also means that you need to be clear about what numbers are being allocated to what outcomes. So that little table that says the chance of getting a blue eyes is 0.3, which means I'm going to use the random numbers 1, 2 and 3 to represent that. Okay, so that table telling me what random numbers are allocated to which outcomes is really important. So that's all part of this identifying an appropriate tool. Then we go on to defining what a trial is. So this is the word explanation. So you're going to be able to tell me a trial is when I generate a random number so many times, and I'm going to keep generating random numbers until I get all 4 eye colours, or until I get all 4 pieces of my puzzle. Okay, so you're defining what that is in words, and that includes, this is particularly important, that finishing point. So I'm going to generate numbers until this happens, and I'm going to do it 50 different times. Okay, we need a recording system, which is looking at how you're going to set up. So that's your column headings, your layout of your page, of your Google Sheets page, and looking at how you're going to do that. And you must tell me the number of trials that are going to be in your simulation. So that's all the things we must have in part of our plan. Then we go into the data section, and so in this one it says that the outcomes have to be recorded with sufficient clarity so that any teacher could use them to check your conclusions. So that means I need to see all the random numbers that you've generated. I need to see the column at the end that you've got your total frequency. I need to see what your probabilities are. Okay, so this involves being able to copy and paste that snapshot of this Google Sheet, but also being able to, when you come to write up your analysis, being able to show me the calculation that you've used. So what numbers you've actually used, not just an answer. So then for your analysis, is you actually got to calculate that mean or that probability, depending on what the investigation question was. And your conclusion is to interpret that. Okay, so that's what we need to be able to do. So most of the work is in actually setting up and carrying out the investigation, and a little bit at the end just to write up what you've found.